you have your brothers, some of your cousins that they have finished from the university and they were able to get children. So you have to like, what is now even the essence of the course? Even at the end of the day, even if I do the course, there is probability that I'm not going to get the course, I'm not going to get the job. See, the moment you started having not that thing, or having a mindset that because there are some brothers, there are some of the neighbors, or there are some of your cousins that they are unable to get job, you can actually not that thing that you might not get job. I can boldly tell you that you might actually end up not getting job. It's the reality. You might actually end up not getting job. But what should be your mindset as a Muslim? Let's assume that you wanted to study electrical engineering. I'm using electrical engineering or mechanical engineering because I know that that is one of the courses that you want to study. I want to study mechanical engineering, I want to study electrical engineering. But the truth is that there are some other courses that you can do and you can still be successful. Meanwhile, you can study electrical engineering and not still be successful. So let's assume that you're not doing a course that you don't really like, or it's not your wish as a Muslim. When it goes fears, because Lashem clearly, she only need to bring those fears. Even if you are doing the course that you want. I've given you an example because this one, even people will give you an instance that this person even finished his masters. And even with his masters, he's still at home at the prayer activity. And the people are going to tell you some stories that you feel like, so what is now even the essence of your competition? But all those uncertainties, the best way as a Muslim to address it is when those fears comes, say, Asbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil, ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir. That Allah is sufficient for you, and He's going to take care of your lives. Wallahi, if you have that belief, you'll be successful. That is one thing that you need to know as a Muslim. Another thing that you need to know as a Muslim, which I used to talk to you, see, success is very simple. To be successful, it's very, very simple. And you only just need one thing to be successful. And you know that the thing is belief. I have belief that you'll be successful, and Lashem that you'll be successful. But the moment you start doubting yourself, will I be successful or will not be successful? Because somebody is not successful, they now think that they will not be successful. You might actually end up not being successful. But no matter the challenge, no matter the economic situation, no matter the situation, the moment you believe that me, Abdulaziz or Sarido are going to be successful, and you believe that towards it, you'll be successful. I've seen some of my students, when you want to graduate, they tell me, look, this is what I want to achieve. I said, no problem, we can achieve it. And because they are consistent with it, they are most of them, they're outside the country, enjoying it. Because they believe in that faith. So, I've talked about fears. So, another struggles in the university, it's also, when we are talking about, I wouldn't want to say this because, but it's actually the reality. Is progress. Okay, progress is also, progress can actually be a struggle. For instance, now, somebody that comes into the university that didn't listen to the right orientation, definitely is likely to fall. So, as you grow, as you move forward, there is still tendency that you have to correct those wrongs. Another one that is also very, very important is for some of you, there are some students that work because they are struggling. So balancing work and study together can actually be a struggle. Balancing work and study can also be a struggle. Another part, like I said, should I say it or I should not say it? However, it's reality. Either you agree or you refuse to agree. Because okay, fine, it's not it. But the truth is that another struggle is relationship. Yeah. It's either you agree with it or not. There are some people that in their relationship argument. Your relationship is that your, let's say, maybe use word, a future partner to be. It's calling you, it's stopping you. Why did you people? Why did you put a lot of unnecessary prayer? And because of those unnecessary prayer, it can actually affect your health. It's the reality. Either you take it or not. But that's the reality. Alright. So I've highlighted some of these challenges. Now the question is, how can we overcome some of these challenges and adversity? As a Muslim, one of the major things that you should know is that in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran 2 verse 155, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was telling us that the Muslim that is going to test us with it of fear, hunger, loss of life, and loss of wealth and life. So which implies that as a Muslim, having challenges, having struggles is part of our life. It's a normal thing. There is no way, even if you're in university now, by the time you get outside the university, there are still more higher challenges that are ahead of you. Now the question is, how can we overcome some of these struggles? How can we convert some of these struggles to strength and be successful? Number one, what is the most important thing? It's a reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's number one. And how close are you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That's number one. Because I was telling you that if you believe, if you have challenges, just ask Allah and that Allah will Allah is sufficient for you. If you are in a time that is not close to Allah, do you think that just ordinary normal Muslim will think that way? Somebody that is not really conscious Muslim will think that yeah, that's the first thing that the person comes to the person's mind. When you wrote an exam and you feel that you are actually expecting a very, very good grade. And unfortunately, you are unable to get that grade. So you think that, so the first thing is to be closer to Allah. Then move close to Allah. Make sure that you do your salah. Make sure that you pray. See, in the university, prayer is something that is very, very key. Now, the reason why I say that prayer is something that is very, very key. At times, when we are marking students on the streets, it's like, I find it so beautiful. Let's assume that I have an assistant. And I say that this student actually made some mistake. Or if I'm reading the right point, we were supposed to write it. Let me just give you the form. When it's an another student, they actually wrote something similar. And I was not saying this. And then, the question is, what is the difference between the first and the second? It's how that direct our case. So that's the reason why, even if you are done well in your exam, do the necessary things, make sure that before you start your exam, seek for Allah or pray to Allah to guide you. And after you have done your exam, make sure that you seek prayer to Allah and seek for His assistance. It is very, very important. And we have to rush because of the time. The number two, that is also very, very important after relying on Allah and after seeking for Allah's help, is that when you are having some of these challenges, you must always seek for help. You must always what? You must always seek for help. And the question is, how do you seek for help? The best way to seek for help. Now, I want to the possible for you to have 10 minutes for the time. Because I want to actually add this, because this part, I'm talking about strength. How can you achieve this? If I do not discuss this, because this part is very, very critical, and it's one of the things that will guide you towards success. So please don't mind. We are talking about acts for help. Helps can be in 2 ways. As a Muslim, let me advise you, I want to be successful. You wish to be successful, and you want to be successful. The first thing that I will advise, if you don't have, is have a mentor. Have a mentor. If somebody has to, who is your? Because what that means is that you want to struggle yourself. You can actually achieve it. But if you have a mentor, somebody that guides you, that's supposed to take you 10 years, can actually take you less than 1 year. Let me give you an instance. A very clear instance out of yesterday. I do mentor most of my students. They are very, very Christian. And part of my mentorship, I guide them. I even go to the extent of looking for a job for them. Not only for the engineering, I have mentee from electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. That's part of my own community service, and I feel that I want to partner with you successful. One of my students reached out to me yesterday. He's working with a very good multinational company. Now they gave me a data of close to 10 years. They asked him to analyze that data. And that presentation will be done this Friday. And they expect him to deliver. They contacted me. They said, "Look, I'm in trouble." I said, "What is it?" He said that they gave me data. And you know, during all my training with you, we have never done this. How can you be able to have it? I told him, send me that data. Just compare the data, send me the data. I studied the data. It took me 4 hours to study the data and analyze the data. After analyzing the data, I called him, I've analyzed the data. However, I did not ask you to analyze all. I've analyzed the parts, and I will give you the rest. Now, I sent in the document, the software that I use, which is the analyzer. I gave it to him. And I explained what took me 4 hours to get. I explained to him in 15 minutes and he grabbed the concept. Look at what mentorship can actually do. Mentorship can give you big job. So meaning that as a Muslim, you must have a mentor. Now, what should be the attribute of your mentor? Your mentor should be someone able with you. And so I know a friend that you know that both of you are competing and you don't choose as a mentor. So your mentor can be your lecturer, it can be your senior. Like for instance, you may be level. But you know that this person can actually add value to our life. You can choose the person as a mentor. When you have a mentor, some of the struggles, but one of the things that you have to pay attention to when you are choosing the same, when you are choosing the mentor, is that this person is this someone that is doing it genuinely? Is this someone that can do it with passion? When you want to take mentor and you are going to him and the person feel like you are disturbing his life, then you can't use that person as a mentor. Someone that is always willing to assist you. If the person calls you 2 a.m. midnight, the person can pick a call and address you. It helps your life. So, which implies that as a Muslim engineering student that want to be successful, you must identify a mentor. You must have a mentor. That point is very, very important. Because a mentor, even if you are passing through a struggle, let us say you are passing through a financial struggle. If you talk to your mentor will know how you can get on. That is number one. Number two is self-motivation. You must be able to motivate yourself. What I like to tell myself is this: what happens that is not that difficult. All you just need to just set your goal and don't be distracted. And you try as much as possible to make sure that you work towards it. But if you don't set a goal, there is high tendency that you might not achieve. That's another part. Another part is, another thing that is also very, very important is that you must learn how to utilize your time and planning. A lot of people fail because they don't plan. They just do things as it comes. There is a lecture today, okay, you have a lecture, you should not revise, you are piling up your notes to the exam time. There is high tendency that they are going to fail. So meaning that you must always make a plan. Planning is you can prepare for your exam, set targets for yourself, and plan how you can achieve that target. Now another thing I also need to also say is that when you fail, don't always see failure as a pure disappointment. If you don't fail, you will not grow. Failure is part of growth, but you must always see it that way. Another aspect that I want to say, which I said is going to help when it comes to financial freedom. As a student, this aspect is very, very important. You must try to make yourself impactful. You must try to make yourself what? Impactful. You must try to make yourself impactful. What do I mean by that? When you find yourself in a place, so as someone that you be able to, and how can you make yourself add value, acquire skill? As a Muslim, apart from this degree, try as much as possible to acquire other skills. It is those other skills, at the moment, there is no job. But there are jobs for people that have skills. And when you have skills that are exceptional, what that implies is that you roll with people at the top. That is the truth. The moment you have skill, you roll with people at the top. Because of the skill that you have, some people at the top position report to love you. So which implies that if you want to save yourself, if you want to make yourself financially buoyant, why is this only? Make sure that apart from academics, you still try as much as possible to acquire other skills. And when you acquire skills, I actually want to say something. When you know something, let people know that you know it. Don't say because I'm Alpha or I'm Alaja. I don't want to show myself. See, it's a way of marketing yourself. If you don't tell me that you can do something, even if you have the opportunity to give out that offer to you, I will give it to another person. I hope you are paying attention to it. When you know something, when you are talking, make sure you display it. Don't pretend and say, I don't want people to know that I know this thing. Let people know your capability. Let people know your work. When people know your work, when the opportunities comes, you first of all give it to you. But if people fail to understand your work, people don't know your work, they will give it to someone that had a less skill than you. That is another strategy to overcome these struggles and to make yourself relevant to this society. I hope that point is clear. The last point, I have 2 points. The next point I'm going to talk about is being in the right side. You can be successful today if you're in the wrong side. An example of the safety of me is this. Let's assume that as I am now, I'm not putting on any picture. And I'm finding myself, I'm now working in the place where I buy the software products. Before I did that, this what happened to me. I was start off spending 5 months of that income. Yes or no? Now, I put on the nice sales, with a nice income, and I'm not going to where they're actually smoking fish. before leaving that place, what do you think will happen to me? No matter how beautiful my clothes is, I will also start smelling that fishy like of fragrance or smell. The similitude of that is this. Always try as much as possible to be the right thing. Don't say because I'm powerless. I can mingle with this. If you mingle with your person, it will influence your life negatively. That is the truth. So which implies that you must gain. And the same thing applies to academics. You are a good student, and you are still mingle with good students. I want to know what we do here. But if you are a good student, and you are mingle with people that are brilliant, they will challenge you intellectually. Because you feel like, Abdulaziz had 5.0. Me, I had 2.0. Just hold me back, Maro. You feel challenged, like, no, I also have to do more. You don't have to be able to meet up. Even if I read that I have 5.0, but you saw you have a CGPA of 2.5, and your friends, they have a CGPA of 2.1, 2.3. What do you say, sir? You say that you are very, very good. I'm the champion. Really 2.5. Do you understand? That is cycle. We are talking about cycle, so make sure that you always pick the right cycle. The last one I'm going to talk about is gratitude. Gratitude. As a Muslim, some people fail to have the opportunity today because they are ignorant. I repeat it. Some people fail to have the opportunity today because they are ignorant. When someone writes down and they say things to you, always follow up by sending a message. Appreciate the person. Not only appreciating, pray for the person. What does Allah say about for those that give sex? If Allah render you a favor and you give sex for Allah, Allah must fight for you and yours. It's one thing that I notice that is missing among the Muslims. Some students, when you assist them, some think that is in fact, some people think that it's their birthright. Like, what is there? What comes to me? You understand? If you feel entitled to someone's assistance, you never get help. So, which is why as a Muslim, if you want to overcome some of these struggles, if somebody assists you, make sure you always follow up. Maybe like ethics. Apart from being successful in the university, it's also something that you need to be successful outside. Always show gratitude, always show appreciation to any little kind, even if it is small sweets. Always appreciate. If you appreciate the person or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will prosper into you or him assist you more. So my last word is that you are stronger than your challenge, and your future is brighter than your fear. So meaning that all these challenges you can actually support it if you believe you can overcome all these struggles. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assisting all of our friends. I mean, now, so let's try to leave it right. So we can put questions. You have police officer so far. No question, nice. Is that all on them? You have question.
Please, if you have a question, if you have something for you, this is the forum that it is actually real. For you to find yourself here. If you have any question or something like what you mind, you have someone that have this spirit. You know, one of the major mistakes that we made is that we fail to ask questions.
We are not more inquisitive. And because we are not more inquisitive, it leads to our failure. So if you have anything that is bothering you, even if it's one question, please refer it out.
I have a question actually.
Alright.
I have one question. My question is, you said, is it is possible somebody acquires skills and still pursue academics. I also mentioned the fact that it's very, very important people, especially for freshers, people get their academic side. Not to acquire skills because you said there is no job. There is no job. What does that mean? Does it mean that it just
All right.
Thank you. It's a brilliant question. I said there is no job. The truth is that there is job. But the job that is available now are for exceptional people. Truly. For my mates, they start making money while they are students. Because I teach them what we need them to do. I do consultancy work a lot. At times when I get jobs, some of my students are trained, I just give it to them, do it and get it done. Meaning that there is a lot of these jobs, but those jobs are for people that are exceptional. You can have for Saturday and still be unemployed, like people are unemployed. So that's the reason why for Saturday you have for Saturday, that one doesn't guarantee you job anymore. But what guarantees you job? Let me tell you something. If you have to, I'm not saying that you have to, you are engineering student, so be excited that you should have 2-1 posters, that is our goal. That is one of the things that will make us proud. Yes, sir. But let's assume, let me bring the worst scenario. Let's assume that someone slide and have an after class. Don't tell me that the person cannot have job. I will tell you that it's I will give you an instance. There is one of my students, sorry, I love to study, that graduated with 4 class in engineering. He graduated because he did late around 4 level and it was students. He has acquired a lot of careers. Because of that, he was spirit. That is right. But because he is exceptional, it's brilliant, but he failed, just like what I said at the beginning, because lack of motivation. This guy that knows history is currently working with Guinness, or is a Christian God. He's currently working with Guinness. Why meanwhile, people that have 2-1 in the same set, then going for NYC working, they are still battling to get job. What I'm saying is that there is job and there is no job. For you to get job, your normal degree, acquire other additional skills alongside with it. For underlevel students, engineering students, let's say underlevel and 200 level. It's not that you cannot do something extraordinary. But I mentioned something when I was talking about how to work on some business planning and managing the time you acquire skills and you see the success. I have one of my students that when he was in school, he was MC. He was doing MC. He goes to do MC. He will do MC. He will do MC. He do so many things. He does so many things together. The good thing is that he was a team student. He graduated with 4 stars in food engineering. Currently now, he's a man in university on his college. Do you understand? So it's all about taking yourself to China and planning your time and managing your time very well. Or planning and managing your time very well.
Thank you so much, sir. My question is under the name of last exam. So I wanted to ask if it's okay to happen the window. I know I'm going to a decision like you session also to pass the exam. Then if the person taking as a window, it's not taking more than 2 minutes. Like how do you question like what do I have to say or how do I change the window? Where is this window? How do you now change it?
Okay, thank you. Now, the question is, I lay emphasis on having a mentor. As a Muslim in their experience, it's key. And if you want to be successful, it's core to have a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, what you are telling to yourself is that me, I shall want to struggle to achieve my own success. No problem, it's possible. It might actually take time. Now, how is it possible to have more than one mentor? Yes, it's possible to have more than one mentor. You can have a spiritual mentor that teaches you Quran, do all those things. And meanwhile, you also have a mentor that takes care of academics. But what defines someone as a mentor? Number one, the person must be knowledgeable. That's number one. The person must be knowledgeable. Number two, the person must be willing. If the person is knowledgeable and is not willing to assist, don't even bother to choose the person as a mentor. You can just pick the person as an advisor. You understand? But if you want to choose a mentor should be someone that is also willing to assist you. As far as I'm concerned, I go to any length to assist my student. Some things that when you know if I want to do it, I do not have any. But because my students actually need that help, I try as much as possible to call the person just to make sure that my student gets it. That's an attribute of the mentor. So the person will go extra mile to assist you. So which are that passion to assist must be there. You take that? So which is why you can actually have more than one mentor. And number two, the person must be knowledgeable, more knowledgeable than you. It can even be our senior, not necessarily your lecturer. But the person must be willing. If the person is not willing, you can't force it. You get it? You can't force it. So sorry for taking your time. For some of my students that are here, they know that as I go and pick up the mic, I always want to make sure that I convey the message and try as much as possible to convey in a clear terms. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay. And that's not what you can look at. You have phones. So you have phone and guys you can grab this card. And I'll be very, very quick, please.
Ali.
Are we set?
A power bank. You're already getting it.
Now, optionally, you can just at your
It's your code, I beg. No, don't do that part.
818-3264-86-793. Are we set? 0446 7810 3105 2072. Look at this. Why the brothers getting everything? It's not fair. Brothers should drop their phones. You know what I mean? Is that the part about 68762 49050 70248. Okay, Daniel. Exactly. I'll keep the rest of it. So the next topic is our second speaker. Let's pay attention to him. He's the NSB president. He is a very important figure in the faculty. He's going to be speaking to us. So it's a very important aspect that will be very helpful to us all. So let us try to pay attention. Is Worskop Afterwami, is the NSB president, and he's going to be on starting strong. Habits and mindset. Every student needs for academic excellence. So the habits and mindset you need for academic excellence is going to be dissecting that in just few minutes. So please kindly take the important things you mentioned. Exactly.
Assalamualaikum We give thanks to Almighty Allah. I found all this among the living mankind today, and I pray His endless blessings and continue to grow with us. And also, I appreciate the organizer of this program for honoring me to be here today to speak on the topic. Starting strong, the mindset that I have is everything needs to excel academically. So, let me start with this. A few years ago, I walked into a campus once during an exam section, and I saw something that actually shook me. A brother at the corner crying, not out of sadness, but out of the fear that he's going to fail the examination he's preparing for the next tomorrow. And the thing is, the final year students. After a while, I had something from him that he was whispering that, Ya Allah, don't let me disappoint my parents. Now, one of the things I realized is that most students fail not because they are not intelligent. Most students don't fail not because they are not intelligent, but students fail because they start wrong and not because they cannot excel. Every student can excel on campus, but I want to ask this question: how do we start? So the simple truth is that when you fit in the beginning, seriously, you've already fit the end, and when you start strong, seriously, you just find out that the end result of your approach is also strong as well. Now, one of the things I will mention today before I start with my points is that we all understand ourselves, we all know our body system. One of the things that is very paramount to every student is that you have to know yourself, know who you are, know what your body wants, and know what your body can also give out. So, as a person, I can read for 2 hours. After 2 hours, I can't assimilate anything. You have to stick to that. As an individual, you want to sleep and you are forcing yourself to do something. Definitely. For example, if I'm working and I just make my eyes like this, I will stop whatever I'm doing. Because if I force it or I just want to finish that in 30 minutes, that 30 minutes or 1 hour, seriously, I will end up achieving nothing. So you have to understand yourself. Now, I'm not going to give us motivational quotes. I'm going to give us the systems, the habits, the mindset, and the real life example that after we walk out of this hospital, we can apply immediately. So the first point I'll be looking at is the habit of intentionality, our NIA. Now, Islam has already teach us that actions are judged by intention. But I want to ask this question. How many of us set intention before we start reading? How many of us set intention before we start the semester? That, okay, this semester, what I want to achieve is this 4.8, 4.9, 5.0. Now, if you set intention before you start anything, you will just wonder that the end result will be a great one. And some of the intention you can also have is that, dear Allah, grant me the knowledge that can benefit Ummah and help me with a learning that you can give intention like, God, dear Allah, help me with the learning that can benefit Ummah and help me with the knowledge that will be in form of worship. So if you have already stated that it will be in form of ibadah, and definitely your consistency will definitely skyrocket. Now, another point I'm going to look at is the habit of consistency. Our listening problem. If you look at everything about our brain loves consistency more than intensity. And whatever you give your brain is what it to be working with. Some of us wake up in the midnight to observe the hydrate, and you notice that if I didn't do it in a day, and you will see that it's as if something is missing in you because it's what you are used to. So the Prophet Muhammad also said, the most beloved deeds to Allah is the one that is consistent, even though it is small. So one of the things I will tell us is that we should be consistent with whatever we are doing. If it is reading 1 hour every day, is greater than reading 8 hours once in a week. So if you know that after a particular lecture you get home, you want to relax, and you notice that, okay, let me just carry my book and read for just 20 minutes. Whatever you assimilate at that time, it will stay with you forever. Okay. Another point is the mindset of responsibility. Don't blame anybody for your action. Student fails when they start saying, the lecturer is very wicked, the course is very hard, this school is very stressful. Don't be in the category that will be saying this out of your mouth, because whenever you say this, you are setting yourself towards failure. And let me give a practical example. When I was in the program a few years ago, I entered a particular level, and there was a course that nobody understands. It's related to electronic circuit, conjugate electronic circuit. When we meet the seniors, they were like, this course is very hard. Nobody has ever gotten A 3 years ago from their own findings too. And I was like, nobody has ever gotten A here. What should I do? So, because of the intention I've actually set to myself, then I start looking at what are the things I can do. Okay, ensure that I attend the lectures from the starting to the end. Take note of some important things about this lecturer, what this lecturer wants and what this lecturer don't want. There are some times that you overwrite, there are some times that you underwrite. So write effectively in such a way that this is what the lecturer wants. I take note of that. And one of the things again I did was that I go ahead looking for about 10 years previous past questions. And I was like, this man, I must get A in this course. So I saw those past questions, and after solving those past questions, I noticed that there are patterns in these questions. So no new questions. They are just like a refined questions. So after that, at the end of the whole thing, I got 89 in that course. And I was like, wow. So this is what has come out of setting intention and being consistent. So when you have the habit of having mindset that, okay, this is what I want to get, you definitely get it. Now, another point is that the habit of smart learning. I know most of us on Unilorin campus, we know how to do this very well. We learn smarter. We learn in a smarter way. So I want everyone here not to learn in another way. You see a particular direction that, okay, this is the best way to approach, and you are not going in another way. So now, there is a technique I do use that I want everyone to also do. There are 4 techniques that if every student adopts this will really help. Now the first thing I do is what is called Feynman technique. The Feynman technique is a form of way that you simplify what you learn or what you want to learn. You simplify it in such a way that it will be in form of a simple language that you can teach a small child and the small child will understand. So one of the things I do is that, okay, I've simplified this. Now, try to teach yourself. In what way? If you don't have anyone around you that you can explain a particular concept for them to understand, you know, during the process of teaching or explaining, you understand more. But divide yourself into 2. That, okay, this is me, this is other part of me. Then explain what you have learned from that concept to yourself. And you will see that you will get more understanding of it. Another technique is recall. Always try to recall what you've learned. It can be in a situation where you are not doing anything, you are just sitting down, or you are not even with a pen or book that you can just read. But just imagine what you've studied. You can vision it that, okay, this is imaginary book now. Now, I want to look at the event or the steps I've learned in solving this particular problem. Then, okay, from the first step to this. So just try to recall it and you will see that it will really help. Now, the next one is repetition. Always try to repeat the approach of learning that, okay, I've learned this, repeat it again. Why the last technique is use of past questions. I've mentioned this initially. So try to solve as much as past questions. I want to ask this question. If a lecturer gives a 200-page material and the brother here decided to read all the 200 pages, while the sister here also decided to look at 10 years past question, who do you think will have more higher grade? You what? So the sister that actually looks at the past question, because there is no way you want to solve a question that will not lead you to the material. So when you pick a question to solve, you go to a topic that is related to that question, you read, you try to apply the concept to solve that question, and from here you will see that it will even lead you to another question under that same topic, which you will cover. So covering those past questions can really help. So the next habit is the mindset of seeking help. Our lecturer that just spoke has mentioned it. Always try to seek help. And even the Prophet Muhammad said, though the one who consult others will never regret. So always try to consult. It can even be your peer mate, like, okay, what have you covered so far? What are the points you've gathered? So from there you get a lot of things to know. Now, because of time, the last, the 6th point is habit of balance. How do we balance our academic and our life together? This is one of the things that is very important. As a student, if you want to start strong and you want to excel academically, you must ensure you balance these 3 things together. You have to pray on time, you sleep on time, you eat well, you rest well. When it is time to rest. When it is time to eat. Like me, I don't joke with food. If I'm working like this or I'm reading, if the signal from the stomach just if the signal just said to the brain that so if you are hungry, I will leave whatever I'm doing and eat. So now I Another thing that can also make you to have a balance point in academic in and life is ensuring that you pray your Salah on time, because the Salah will give clarity. The Quran will also give focus when you read the Quran, and also you pray to Almighty Allah, because Dua gives you confidence. When you pray, it gives you the confidence that no, this is what I want, and Allah will grant it. Seriously, just like what Doctor mentioned, if you want to have anything, you have to pray. You have to pray. You have, just like, okay, I want to start my exam today, or even an example. There are some dua you can say before you start. When you finish, you also make some dua. And after that, the last thing is the mindset of gratitude. Because when you pray, you make some dua like, Allah, I want this. Then you say, Alhamdulillah, after water. Allah, thank you for granting it for me. That's one of the things I said myself to you. Because whoever is grateful, Allah increases them. So when you say Alhamdulillah, even when you request for something that has not been given to you, Allah will even grant it. So when you set yourself that, okay, I want A in this course, I want A in this course, I want 4.9, I want 5.0 this semester, just thank Almighty Allah for giving it to you, because He will definitely give you it. But when the other way comes around, I know some of us will feel bad, will be crying that I did not deserve it. If I did not deserve it, should I send to another person? So you should always look at yourself that, oh, I got C. Some people got E, that's because you are complaining that you got C. It happens to me when I got C in some courses that I feel like, am I the one that deserves it? No. Look at the people below you. There are some people that carry that course. Don't try to Almighty Allah that it is like that. So, my dear brothers and sisters, seriously, you are on campus not by accident. You are on campus because Allah chose you to be on campus. And the knowledge you are here to carry definitely benefits the world at large. So, thank you very much. And I will say, whenever you are planning anything for academic section or semester, always set intentions. When you build confidence and you build consistency, whatever you are doing, it really helps. Then take responsibility. Don't blame anyone that this is because the lecturer is wicked. It's because the lecturer said that question. There is no way you prepare harder. You definitely get something to do. And you learn smartly. Always learn smartly. When you see the short approach to a particular problem, try to follow it and Almighty Allah will help. So I pray Allah make our journey successful and He opens the knowledge and understanding for us. So thank you very much for that.
I'm saying, this is the May I ask what time you want to have? Next is the USA President, Redux. Senator Redux, President Redux, apologies for it.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Distinguished leaders, the respected executives of this noble association, my dear colleagues, brothers, sisters in faith, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is a great honor to stand before you today to speak on a topic that reflects on everyday reality of the Nigerian students.
navigating academic challenges. Navigating academic challenges in a demanding environment, strategies for consistency, excellence, and personal growth. Sincerely, it is not just a topic for discussion. It is the story of every one of us seated here, the story of waking up early despite party, the story of long queues, the story of unexpected deaths, the story of tight deadlines, the story of limited resources, the story of and despite all these things, we still keep showing up. This is because we've chosen growth over excuses and progress over comfort. So before I begin, let me say this to every one of us. Every student seated here has a goal, has an ambition. But if you don't work towards it, then you are just only giving. So understanding the demand of our environment, just like the public even, you understand the demand of the environment, understand what the environment entails, what you need to succeed in the environment. Sincerely, studying in Nigerian university, especially this our university, it requires more than intelligence. It requires resilience, adaptability, and strategy. Like I said, what we face inconsistent academic calendar, limited facilities, the constant struggle we face in striking balance between academics and personal responsibility, financial pressure, and our the mental and emotional stress. Despite all these challenges, you notice that students in Nigerian university continue to excel. Why? Because we understand that challenges do not destroy us, they only shape us. So the power of consistency. Consistency is not perfection, it is progress repeated. What did I mean? Many students usually confuse consistency with perfection. You don't have to be perfect before you can succeed. What actually matters is ability to keep showing up. Despite even if you are not feeling it, just keep showing up. So in a demanding environment, talent is not enough, motivation is not enough, even intelligence is not enough. What sustains excellence is the habit of showing up, even if you don't feel like it. So to remain consistent, our speakers have mentioned a lot, so I just have to say one or two things so as to consolidate what they've said. So you have to build routines, break big goals into daily actions. A chapter in make the test day easier. Track your progress. Surround yourself with serious-minded people. This has actually helped me in my journey in this university. Always surround yourself with serious-minded people. Know what you want. If you know what you want to achieve, look at people that have achieved the same. Surround yourself with them, or people that have the same goal as you. Ensure that you surround yourself with them. So another point is strategies for academic excellence. Excellence is never accidental, it is engineered. Here are practical strategy. Master the art of active learning. Don't just read. Engage, summarize, teach others, solve problems, and practice past questions. Prioritize understanding over memorization. In engineering, cramming and pouring does not last. Ensure that you understand the concepts. We also know that cramming fades with time. But if you understand the concepts, you won't be able to remember, and it will help you subsequently. So manage your time. Like I do say, time is an asset, not a handset. To ensure that you work with time. Seek help early, just like the speakers have mentioned, ensure you seek help. Also use your technology wisely. Leverage digital tools like ChatGPT, Coursera, YouTube, research materials. Those who combine academics with technologies stand out. Then another point is personal growth. Personal growth. The evening curriculum. There is curriculum that give you grades and the curriculum that give you greatness. Personal growth is the foundation of every achievement. Ensure that you invest in your mindset. Believe that improvement is possible even when circumstances are tough. Communication. Your network, your associations determine your acceleration. So ensure that you build a meaningful network. Your mental health. Rest is part of productivity. When you break down, you're doing great with you. So ensure that you prioritize your mental health. Another point, the last point here is turning challenges into opportunities. The environment may be demanding, but it also gives us a unique strength. We learn how to create solutions where resources are limited. We develop endurance that prepare us for global opportunities. We build creativity because we really have everything we need. The goal is not to escape challenges, but to rise above them. As engineering students, we are trained to solve problems, not one of them. That mindset alone will carry you further than you can imagine. My dear colleagues, consistency is not a trait, it is a decision. Excellence is not a gift, it is a process. Growth is not accidental, it is intentional. So every day you wake up, ask yourself, what can I do today that brings me closer to my goals? How can I show up better than yesterday? What skills am I developing? What habits am I building? The future you desire is not waiting for long. It is waiting for discipline, focus, and persistence. Let us commit to academic with purpose, to growth with passion, and to excellence with courage. And as you walk out of this all today, always remember your environment may be demanding, but your potential is greater. Your challenges may be heavy, but your capacity is bigger. You are not surviving, you are not just surviving, you are becoming. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you, Namets. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Faculty of Engineering and Technology. Thank you, University of Ilorin.
Next is the panelist session. I think it's one of the most critical on this program. But before then, they are simply please rise, because I have to be calling to many airtime. Are we set?
Lalu gece. Asal. Wow.
0863 0863 9562 7901 7599.
Okay, Baba.
It is not fair, not fair. All the brothers should not have phones. It's not fair, seriously. I've got like 7 cars now and who is the brothers are not to them? It's not fair. You guys is broken, but you guys have money. Let them again. We are so good. Let me take this last sentence. 0152 0614 6009 9849. Yes, this is that about it. That's all. Now for ATM users. Zero 998 5711 1084. Next again. 0998 5711 1084 0942.
Stop that.
MTN 4635 6365
Everyone drop them, you know.
Stop now. 6365 2279 7639. That's it. Hey, go. 68195 74591. It is not to be simplified. Below again 68828 15246 45178. Very fast. Let me get it. From somebody got you. Okay. So this is the last time. Right? Or who wants to buy this session? No. After a conversation, I'll call the last time. Now, I'm calling on the panelists. The panelists are scholars of the Arabic and they'll be coming down to share tips. Hafiz is the Islamic scholar. Value presented to us by AF and RTF. He is the working definition of excellence. He is also one of the executives of NICE, PE students, national universities. And as I said, he will be part of the scholar. Our next one is qualified for you. He is one of our study group executive group, and he's also He also served as librarian, and he's also one of the academic advisors committee of Worskop. He's for the Muhammad. The big 5.0. Now, this one is Brother Ahmad Jamiu. He's a current student of Marshall
won't have it to move forward. Right? So focus on what you are always very, very important. Very important. In school year, what is in me and that
Let me check today.
What I like to say, whenever we are very we need a lot of trust. Like hard work, you know, very after we try our best, we always balance it, right? Oh my God, so, because of time, we have close to like because already we have any question, just one for any of our parents. Just one. Thank you. Next decision. I'd like to ask a question to some points. So you're talking so what's made you want to
Thanks so much for the question. This is the question. Actually, it's one of the beliefs that has been in existence. It's the greatest piece of quality. But there was a time I was having with several juniors, guys in the America. So that I was doing not possible in commercial people. But I said no. Yes. If everything is at its right place, 5.0 is very possible. What is also not this low 5.0 in final level is because of some things you all do. Right? So you check around and we make those things right from the top, bottom, and everything will be fine. And for my own end, even my first semester, 200 level was 5.0. The first time I had my dip was my 200 level second semester. That was when I had my course. And it is because of cable. That is, no, he didn't do me anything bad. Please, let's try to. I know what I did. I was there for very much in the first semester in 2017, and I had my day. In my second semester, I was a bit, I don't know, I was a bit slack in the course. I won't lie to myself. I was a bit slack in the course. To the extent that even if they are giving us assignments, I'm not even trying to take it so serious. If I had done the needful, it is very possible I still have my A in that 200. So what I'm just saying is that you should eradicate that belief in your mind and try to work for it. I'm still looking for who is going to produce that in 200. So now to add on and yeah, very good.
So, because of time, we already have much time. So let's just take a question from President Master. Then we have the closing remarks by Dr.
Alright, so how you want to represent? My question will be directed to President Scholar for foundation grant scholar. Alright, it was with addition to what one of our lecturers said earlier, when he was mentioning those roadmap that you can follow to make sense. However, so the question will be directed to you, and I want you to say my mind, probably trying to be close to the mind. What are those things that makes you attain this position that you have? Beyond you reading and passing, what are those characteristics that you think that you acquired that makes you to desire this? Right? So please what are those things? Thank you.
You said you mentioned I don't think there should be anything that should be used. Massively energy and advice. That is my own strategy. I use 8 emphasize advice, tutoring, and mentorship. There's advice about anybody. It can be your lecturer, it can be your mate. Advice about anybody.
some people they relate too much. This is sorry for go to class. I told one of all these one today. I told one of them that I've never missed a class before. I missed one class since I entered the University of London. Like how I'm not going to now. Yes, I missed those one class, and that one class was before. Yes, and then I get permission from the lecturer that please want to have people. I said, all of that, and very like it's our department manage, and then so that is good and good. And then mentorship. When it comes to mentorship, I don't have students as my mentorship. Actually, the scholar Ahmad really tried for me. What it is that after end of each session, he's going to compile all this material, persuasion, going to send it to me. Go and read this, and I will have one session with him that please guide me on this each course. There's one thing like I came to our book school and he was saying, my first story, I told him everything about this was like, how was it that? How was it to me? This one I had from our mind. And this mentorship I have different lecturers, who say this one, we guide you, that no excuse and no complaint. There's no excuse for failure. Don't tell me that because of this, because of this. Even if the lecturer is not present in the class, you have to pass the course. Like this. So I don't want to waste time.
Sir, it's time has gone, so I would not like to take our time.
One thing I just want to say, right, is that there is a place for everything you just explained now. He didn't actually say what I wanted him to say. That thing is being a good person. He mentioned mentorship and his relationship with lecturers and all. If you are not good with your lecturers, with your students, regardless of your readings, the type of whatever it is that you acquire in this University of Ilorin, especially at Faculty of Engineering, without good character, we like people eating whatever hours, you can never be a good person. You're welcome.
So I wanted to add our questionnaire as I said. So what I'm going to say is that whatever you do, you have to know that in this university, especially the moment you enter 200 level upward, you need to study something before you study the course. You need to study your lecturers. You need to study the environment. And you need to study what are the criteria that is. After all this, then you have to help yourself. If you now portray yourself as somebody that can help, then you now help you. But if you don't study all this and you are just doing it, you will be fine. That's why
Now, I am thanking our panelists for giving us the time and the condition. So we already like Salam. So it's one of the family that has been Salam. So thanks for the